Philadelphia Eagles are world champions. World champions. Man, what a game. Took me a while, but, unfortunately when you win the Super Bowl, the week doesn't end or slow down, even though it should. Going to the parade tomorrow. Very excited. But, yeah, man, this game. I mean, I was, the prediction video, I had a pretty close game. CBS ran into me around City Hall, and they interviewed me because they were interviewing Eagles fans on stuff, and I said on that we were going to win 30-15. Unfortunately, that one didn't get aired. They didn't air that part of the interview. They took my other stuff and cut that part out. So that my actual close prediction never made it to air. But I was like, when it happened, I was like, oh, don't make it to air. That was my heart talking, not my brain. Apparently, it was kind of both, because, man, it says 40-22. That was 40-6, man. That was 40-6. Just an unbelievable beatdown. A great game that was called by Nick and Kellen Moore. Just Saquon Barkley, that they committed to stopping Barkley. That was the main thing. Stop Barkley. And they did. And it left everyone open. So guess what? They flamed him. Jalen Hurts, a very efficient game. He had the one interception. But, man, after the Avonte Maddox 4th down stop, to have the stones to just be like, let's end this. We could run out the clock right now, but we're gonna put a nail in this coffin. Play action. Devontae Smith got him on a safety, and that's the end of that. He just cooked him, man. He cooked him. And they were doing that all game. And the defense, oh my gosh. One of the more impressive defensive performances I've seen. They talk about how it mirrored the Bucs game, the Bucs Chiefs game, back when Pat and Brady were playing each other in the Super Bowl. It was close because of the pressure, but the thing is, we didn't blitz, they blitzed. And what the Bucs did was make Pat Mahomes look like he was doing everything he can, but just didn't have the options. What we did is we made Pat Mahomes look like a bad quarterback. He looked like a terrible quarterback. If you were to never watch football, and that was the first game you turn on, you had to say, who's the greatest in the league right now? It wouldn't have been Pat. Man. 6 sacks on no blitz. Just 4-man rush of pure power. It's just unbelievable. I don't know how much stuff I have to say about the game in particular, just because, what is there to say? It's a blowout. A lot of people are talking about Hurts ranking. I think that he's in that 7-5 range. I think he's a top 10 quarterback, which I thought he was that all year, but people had, they had him outside. So now I look bad when it's outside the 5 now, because now everybody thinks he's top 5, which I got no problem with, of course. It's just what he's able to do at the line of scrimmage, how he's able to call a game, because we give all the credit to the offensive coordinators and that stuff but Hurts is calling that. He's the main offensive coordinator here. And when you've had 7 coordinators in 8 years, something like that, you're going to have to learn to call those shots. And the main concern when Jason Kelce retired was, okay, who's calling the coverages? Who's doing this? Who's doing this? Jalen Hurts is. And dare I say, he's doing a better job than Jason did in terms of calling protections, because you see his confidence on the line. You see him switching up and, just making the adjustments needed. And you see the difference in that Washington game when he got hurt and Kenny Pickett came in, how there was no creation to make Saquon have his big plays, to create the plays for the quarterback. Hurts just does that on a different level. And it's a more underappreciated skill of a quarterback that he is very elite at. And you're talking about one of the most elite deep ball passers in the league. Like, when he's throwing that deep ball, it's a thing of beauty, man. And how he got his running game is back. It's I feel like it's disrespectful when people say, well, what does Hurts do? Well, he's a winner. He's a winner. And they only say he's a winner, but they don't really talk about what his skill is and how smart he is and how much of a threat he is running the ball and passing the ball. When he genuinely doesn't have to pass the ball, but when he does, he'll kill you. And it's like you can't pick your poison with him. And everyone makes you think you can, but every game they say, oh, make him pass, and they try to make him pass, he burns you. It's every single time. Because guess what? He doesn't lose. And why doesn't he lose? Because he can beat you any way he wants. I genuinely believe that. Because we've seen it. So it's just a bit too much disrespect. Another thing is they're talking about like Pat's legacy after this. I mean, should it change stuff? Probably. Is it going to change it? I don't think it really changes much in the grand scheme of things. Especially if he comes back and wins one eventually. It's like, he's what? He's got 3 rings. I mean, the 2 Super Bowls, when the defense has come into play, he's lost. So it's interesting. I think it's an interesting conversation. I don't think he moved the needle any which way with this performance. I don't know. It's tough because he played very bad. I know that. I mean, the offensive line was terrible, but he made some terrible decisions. Like the 2 picks he had, especially the one to DeJean. It was just like, I don't know what you were looking at. Because the distance between DeJean and the wide receiver was huge. And DeJean came in the scene because it was kind of a fake out with Bond pushing in. But, like, he bit so hard. And on the Bond interception, he got, hit in the hip, and he just throws a terrible ball. It's like, these are things you can't do if you're trying to be in GOAT conversation. That's all I'm going to say. But, yeah, people were going on the whole, like, can the Eagles make a dynasty run? And I'm just like, can we enjoy this? You know? The answer is, I think we are equipped to continue to be Super Bowl contenders for a long time. Jalen Hurts is young on a long contract. A.J. Brown's young on a long contract. Devontae Smith is young on a long contract. Our offensive line is pretty nailed down contract-wise. Mekhi Becton could leave or go. We'll see there. But you have Tyler Steen in the wing, who has shown that he's pretty good this year. And I like your main free agents is Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, Zach Bond, Mekhi Becton, Oren Burks, a free agent. Oren Burks is like a great depth piece. But the other starters, you have like 18 to 24. That's the range I've seen. 18 to 24 million cap space. Bond, you can't let walk. You cannot let walk. He needs to be on the team next year. Bond has to be on the team. What would be nice if Becton comes back. The 2 I don't see any shot of coming back is Josh Sweat and Milton Williams. Milton Williams is just going to get a huge payday, and he deserves it. And we developed defensive tackles too well to dish out that money, unfortunately, when you're going to have to pay Jalen Carter down the road soon. So, it is what it is, right? Now, Josh Sweat has really disappointed me with his attitude. Just like, it was very individualistic, his approach to like the Super Bowl. During media week, he was like, oh yeah, free agency is going to be the best time the biggest moment of my life. When you're in the Super Bowl, it's like, it might be, but like, why would you say that? And then when Jalen Hurts wins Super Bowl MVP, he's like, man, it should have gone to me, but I guess it's all right. It's like, it's just like, why would you say that, right? Especially when Jalen Hurts is like, nah, this is about the Super Bowl, it's about the championship, right? But here's Josh Sweat, like, man, I should have won it. But it's cool though. It's like I don't like that. So he can go get his bag. That's fine. We got young guys. Maybe we trade for Myles Garrett. I don't put it past Howie at all to just go all in. Because why not, right? The windows are only so long. And if we want to be a dynasty, these are the moves. These are the aggressive moves you got to make. As far as the Chiefs go, I think you can. I was hearing people talk about this. I listened to the Stay Hot Pod, and they were touching on this. You can't always just rely on elite quarterback, elite coaching, and everything else to figure itself out. You got to add talent. Now, Rashee Rice is coming back. Xavier Worthy looks great, but you got to add more weapons. Travis Kelce looks like he's pretty much done. He looked checked out that entire game. He's a sore loser, but he just didn't look good at all. And when he's losing, he checks himself out, man. It's bad. That was bad. Like I say, Josh Sweat's bad with being just a little selfish. At least he produced, right? He produced a lot, and I wouldn't have been mad if he did win Super Bowl MVP. But there was just no heart from Kelce. So he might retire. Who knows? But it's like you got to start building. You got to start building that. You got to fix that offensive line, right? The defense. You keep letting you get these great corners, and you let them walk, and now you're left with McDuffie and everyone else. You just have to and now Patrick's starting to get paid. So that time where you could pay people, it's starting to go out the window a bit. Pat's gonna make big time money at this last back half of his contract. So it's like you got to figure something out because you got to put talent on the team. And I don't think the Chiefs are going away. I saw people predict them to be like 10-6. I'm like, first of all, their schedule is going to be easy, and it's like, when has that been realistic, right? It's just I don't see them dropping off. But you do, if they do want to compete with these teams that are getting better in the NFC, getting better in the AFC, you got to add talent. It's not going to be as automatic, I don't think. Maybe it is. I don't know, but you got to build the team out, not depend on what you have. So yeah, Eagles win in the Super Bowl. Let me know what you think. Gonna try to get this out the day of the parade. We'll see. But yeah, let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe, share, please. We're still trying to run that up. All right, peace out.